What is going on, guys? It's Durderpii here, and today we are talking and discussing about the new World of Tanks rebranding to Valor, World of Tanks Valor. As always, I am here with my co-host, Cujo1989,
Yeah.
and we got this new update, April 14th, which was Tuesday, and they're teasing a lot of things. They showed a 30-second video almost on YouTube, which I'm going to go ahead and play for you right now. As you just saw there, it's a pretty interesting video. I mean, they're teasing 4 different tanks. We got 4 different shots here of kind of like teasable tanks, and their main point is that they're rebalancing pretty much the entire game, right? And the post here, it says that you can earn up to like 4 new exclusive tanks, and I'm kind of thinking, is it going to be similar to PC? Don't you think, Cujo?
Uh, I don't think it's going to be similar to PC, but they've been talking about a major rework of PC over the last few months and playing with various things on their sandbox server. And I halfway wonder if we're not going to see some of those suggested changes as a bit of a smaller scale test in a less serious market. I think we're
Right.
being used as guinea pigs, maybe.
I see what you mean by us being the guinea pigs, because a lot of the stuff that we get from PC is a little bit more refined from PC, because usually the ideas usually show up on PC first and then they'll transfer over. Kind of like Swedish mediums. We won't get them until like 3 or 4 months later. You know.
Well, console players tend to be a bit more laid back. It's not as serious. Because let's face it, had they ever released something like the Absolution on PC, there probably would have been rioting, maybe even a few people, straight up murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
It,
Yeah.
it would have been taken very badly by the PC master race.
Yeah.
Very, very badly.
So they take the PC a little bit more serious than they do us. So I mean, it makes sense that they would test on us, but at the same time, like, I think they're trying to diversify right now, like the difference between the two, because you know how we have console exclusive maps, just like the PC has PC exclusive maps. Same thing can go with the mobile World of Tanks Blitz, where you have different tanks, different rewards and that sort of stuff. Um,
Now, they're also listing it as their most rewarding seasonal event. So this is going to be, instead of like a summer and a fall games, I think this is going to end up taking its place as some kind of a long-term event, possibly like how the personal missions are being handled on PC, especially considering that they're putting 4 exclusive tanks up for reward.
Okay, so do you think we'd be able to choose from these tanks, or do you think we'd always like with the kind of like the games, we'd earn them as we would go?
I would hope they'd make it available as an option where we could pick and choose which one we're working towards of the selection. But I have a feeling it's going to be more on the lines of PC, where you have to unlock one before you can unlock another sequentially. And I'm sure whatever they choose to make as the tier 10 is just something people are going to be crawling all over to get.
Yeah.
Although if the tier 8 is what I think it's going to be a very good one.
What do you think it's gonna be?
Let me just look up the name here. It's a recently released reward tank for PC. I just want to make sure I'm calling it right. It's the tier 8 variant of the E75 at that. I think it's the TS.
The TS? I haven't seen anything about it. I haven't really been keeping up with
Yes,
PC
it
only
is
because I
the
don't play PC.
E75 TS.
Okay.
It's It's a slightly different E75 hull and turret with, I believe, a 128 gun at Tier 8, but it has something closer to E50 mobility with a heavy tank rating and armor.
Okay,
It's a pretty broken little critter on PC.
so it's a more armored Tiger 2 is what I'm getting at, or is what you're getting at.
Somewhere between a Tiger 2 and a low, I would think.
Okay,
In
so
with the low in regards to turret.
the turret, do you think it would have the mobility of the Tiger 2, or would it? You know, it has more
No, like
armor.
I said, that's the leaning towards the E50 that I made that comparison. It's a highly mobile heavy tank.
Okay. Oh Jesus.
Starting to creep into the French idea a little bit
Uh
there, I suppose,
I don't know
but
how
with
I would
actual
feel about
armor.
that. I really don't. You
You know,
know.
that covers the tier 8. There's going to be some kind of a Russian IS-based tank just from the little clip of the front road wheel and armor of something that's going to be there. As to the what and the how, I couldn't tell you. And the tier 10, I'm thinking, is going to possibly be the American T95 E6.
Okay, so we're getting into the American line. What about that one snip of the gun? You know, that's obviously a tier 10 gun. You know, that's shared among a lot of the Russian heavies.
Well,
Do you
that's why I'm
think?
thinking it's going to be the T95 E6, because when you look at the gun with that fume extractor in particular, and then you look at the fender, you can recognize that it's a T95 medium tank hull. But with that gun barrel, it's more than likely, if it is the 120 millimeter, that's going to be the E6, which is a old tank they have been kicking around on PC for years and years and years, but have never actually released on PC.
Right. And if you can say like get ready to earn up to 4 new exclusive tanks, there could there be a possibility that we can earn these for free? I mean, especially because it's a seasonal event. Because we had the just had the winter games recently. You know, they give a free tank, kind of like that. You think it'd
Yeah,
be able to earn free, or do you think it's going to be released more like as a premium tier 10?
I'm willing to bet it'll be the final and fourth reward tank for completing the operations through the season, if you complete all of them. But more than likely, it'll be some way that you can buy or free XP your way through. There's always got to be a dollar figure they can attach to any of these events so they can make that little bit of extra cash. I mean, it's how they get their income anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's honestly surprising how much you can pay to skip things in this game now. But however, it's like I don't. It's not entirely pay to win, and I like that about it. Whereas PC, I hear they have some sort of like ticketing system coming around where you can buy games without artillery, something like that. I heard there was rumor
Have
of
they
that.
now?
Yeah, I think so. It was kind of
I mean, I know
ridiculous.
they had the ability to blacklist maps. You didn't want to think one or in a premium version two that you could at all times just guarantee you would never see. But something like that just
I
the
mean,
joy of Artie is that it's equally spread around randomly on everyone.
yeah. And honestly, one of the things that like having the ability to choose your map in a way would kind of be beneficial, but kind of wouldn't because a lot of people are going to like immediately like blacklist maps like Malinovka and those the new map Conis. New map Conis is not good.
Well, they haven't mentioned anything specifically feature-wise about things like that coming into play. But the rebalancing of tanks, I will be very, very curious to see what they do to heavies, what they do to mediums, lights, tank destroyers. Are they going to be messing with ammunition type penetration, changing how high explosive works like they had experimented with on the sandbox server for PC? I'm terribly curious to see exactly what they mean by rebalancing and just how far it's going to go.
Yeah. Do you think they? I don't know. I have this odd feeling there that the artillery is going to get a rework, and it's going to be a lot similar to the PC, where it's going to kind of stun the crew. and everything will be kind of down while your crew is stunned, so that artillery won't be as overpowered anymore.
No, they've openly said that the stun mechanic they're going to avoid on console. They're not going to take the same artillery rebalance route that they did on PC.
Okay.
Because it's been a very lukewarm to poorly received rework overall, and arguably people are complaining more on PC with the current system than they were with the occasionally getting nuked.
Okay. That's good. I mean, because as much as I hate getting nuked by artillery, it's I feel it'd be a lot better versus the stun mechanic because honestly, like 10 seconds to be stunned is kind of bullshit.
Well, in order to do that, they would have to put in the reusable consumables, which again is something they've said they would not do.
Okay.
Now, the other thing they mention is new monthly challenges and activities full of awesome rewards such as new tanks and unique collectibles. Are we talking like earned achievements? Are we talking special customizations for your vehicle? Possibly skins, inscriptions, something like that? Some kind of specialty equipment or something? I'm very curious what they mean by unique collectibles.
I see where you're going on that because like before they've had like the Bogatir where it had that extra perk where it the damage drop off wasn't as severe, or the Carl Craft crew which had the chance to save a um, save a consumable using it. So I mean I
Well, that
see where
was.
you're,
Mhm, mhm.
I see where you're coming from, like, but I'm also thinking that maybe, just maybe, because they have been talking about this for I don't know how many months. I think it's like 3 or 4, but they were talking about renewing their license with the Valkyria Chronicles, Girls in Panzer, the anime kind of stuff. So do you think we might be seeing some of that stuff?
We can only hope for your benefit as you have been thirsting after a few of those, haven't
I
you?
want the Edelweiss so badly.
You weeb.
Look, it's not the fact that I'm a weeb, okay? It's the fact that I want the Edelweiss, right? I missed the opportunity when it came out. I had every opportunity to get it, but I didn't get it. Only because I felt like they were going to sell it again.
No, 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 no. It's not impossible, but hey, we'll see what happens.
Right.
But like on PC, they've come up with, I think it was starting in Christmas of 2018, they started coming out with unique skins that were originally being given out randomly in loot boxes, I want to say, or could be
Right.
earned through their events. And I wonder if we're going to get those customizable vehicle skins starting now as part of the unique collectibles. Strictly cosmetic, but hey, at least they look cool.
I would
Because I
agree
don't
with
know
that
about you,
because
but I'm
like World of
I am
Warships does
sick of
that.
elephant ears on my Panzer 7. That is a blasphemy that should have never been done. Why did they give it ears?
I don't know. Can we do like bush mechanics from like War Thunder with the Verzila, but you could just push the bushes wherever you want on your tank? Something like
That
that.
would
I
be
don't know.
hilarious,
That would
yes.
be hilarious. But like seeing like the skins and all the custom things, I actually kind of see where you're coming from on that because like World of Warships has it, World of Tanks PC has it, even World of Tanks Blitz actually has customized or kind of like skins for tanks. So
It's
we've
something
honestly been kind of ignored a little bit here. So I'm thinking that might be what's happening here.
it would be something that could be earned that you could show off but wouldn't have a direct effect on gameplay and how the tanks actually work. It'd be a
Yeah.
strictly cosmetic thing, the thing that people are always preaching on and on about in all these other videos about how, oh, this is broken, that's broken, this is pay to win. You should only do cosmetics and skins. Well, that is exactly that. It's one of those more innocent perks they can give away.
Kind of like what the freedom is to the super Pershing, because basically the freedom is just a reskinned super Pershing. So I mean, maybe
America.
it's just more like that, where you come out with the same version of a tank, right? Kind of like what they did with the black tanks, like 4 years ago, where they just painted a bunch
But
of
let's
tanks
face it, the
black.
black tanks were a sad, sad cash grab of a thing.
Oh yeah,
They
they were
literally
very
just
sad.
gave them a black paint job. But, well, no, they did get an XP boost, didn't they? They
They
make a
did
little
get a
bit more
60%.
XP than they do on other things.
Yes.
So their total programming went into changing a 0 to a 1 and then slightly tweaking the XP boost ratio. They
And
spent a
then
whopping
writing
30 seconds up the price and put it up for sale.
Black Edition on it.
Don't forget the background, 100 years of the tank.
Oh yeah, 100 years of tanks. I don't know. I'm
They
interested.
should
I'm
have all
interested
given
to
us
see where
Mark
this goes.
IVs. They should have all given us a Christmas, given us free Tier 1 Mark IV tanks with the twin guns. There's something I want to see when they're talking about new tanks. Let's put some twin gun tanks in the game.
I mean, I feel we're probably gonna get twin guns soon, but like I not until it's probably refined a little bit more on PC before
Well,
we
I'm
get
not
twin guns.
talking like the IS-2 and all that, like the IS-2 and all that. I'm talking like how many times have you wished on your OI experimental that 47 millimeter gun on the front could actually shoot? Because
I
how useful would it be to have a little DPM gun to go with the derp?
I don't think that would be good though. I mean, it's a good idea, but
Oh
like,
come,
how would they program that?
oh
That's
come
like
now.
difficult. You know?
Well, it's just like having the coaxial 75 millimeter on the mouse, so that once you've got the guy tracked and you've done some damage, you just keep banging away with the little 75 at his tracks to keep him locked in place. That would be awesome.
It would be, but how many tanks have different? How many tanks have these coaxials or these guns that would kind of not do anything? Or
High tier Germans. Um, let's look at, for instance, the stock turret Centurion. The coaxial gun on those tanks in real life was actually a 20 millimeter autocannon. You get somebody from behind with that, it adds like an extra, say, 150, 200 damage in a quick burst and maybe sets them on fire. These little things throughout here and there. They're not everywhere, but they're ever so gently sprinkled.
I'm thinking this game has a little bit different, has a little bit more ground to cover before they even consider that kind of stuff. Because there's still a lot of
Nah.
issues with this game.
Oh, there always will be. It's the nature of a free-to-play online game. You can't please everybody.
You're not wrong, but like at the same time, like you can't really anticipate this kind of stuff only because it's you know World of Tanks took a very sudden sharp turn towards mercenaries. You know, they come out with these fake tanks, with these different parts and pieces. I like the idea and I'm actually very accustomed to it. I love the bulwark, I love the machine, but it's like
Ironically, though, one of the better ones they had, the sharpshooter, is actually a real tank that was designed in collaboration between England and America to combine chieftain and American medium tank parts. That one was real, though. Everything else, no, that's bullshit and fake.
maybe not the gun because the gun is German. It's got a E50 gun.
Okay, yes, no, it would have originally been intended to use the British L11, the 120 millimeter, to match the chieftain turret on the T95 hull.
So not exactly, but yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
really, what we can expect is just the four tanks because we can't definitely put our finger on what we're gonna get only because this game can take a sudden sharp turn before we know it.
We're
Mercenaries
gonna
will
see
cause us
reward
completely off
tanks.
guard.
We know we'll see reward tanks. We know we're going to see earn ups where we're going to be earning different various crew XP and XP boosters. Probably some kind of emblem and inscription earning as well. Possibly, earning, free camouflages, things of that nature. I'm sure there'll be gold and premium time and some silver kicking around. Definitely earn some more chests because they're never going away. But overall, the rest is kind of a crapshoot and a gamble right now. We'll just have to wait and see, unfortunately.
Well, I guess we will have to wait and see. But with that, we're probably just gonna have to end the video here. I've been your host Derpy, and this has been my co-host Cujo1989.
Signing off on a snowy April weekday.
Yep. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Yeah.